Hello, my name is Nathan Ferrell. This is my UX case study for the Elite T-shirts website design. I was the UX designer on this project. So here's a little overview of the project. Elite Embroidery is an embroidery company. They're based in Salt Lake, and they primarily just have an established customer base, and then any new customers that they get are by word of mouth. They don't really have any online presence at all. So they reached out to me and they were like, hey, can you make us an online storefront? We're looking to expand and rebrand a little bit. It's kind of like an offshoot of their main company. So this is really important. Their online presence, their checkout process, it needs to be quick and easy because if it's not, that can lose them customers and make the business seem unprofessional. So the goal for this design is to create a simple, clean interface and a quick checkout process to ensure that the online business takes off. It will try to have as few steps or inputs as possible so that the process won't be cumbersome or frustrating at all. And this design was primarily made on mobile, but then I did end up making it responsive and doing a tablet and desktop version as well. So here is our user persona. This is Amy Johnson. She is a 27-year-old graphic designer located in Chicago. So she's a visual person, she's creative, and she likes her clothes to be unique. She doesn't like just going to the clothing stores and getting the same stuff as everybody else. She likes unique, exclusive shirts. So this is something that the Elite Embroidery that they're trying to do is do sort of an exclusive shirt. So like every month there will be 5 shirts and there's a limited quantity, and so if you don't get them that month then you're out of luck. So it sort of is a marketing tactic to be exclusive. So Amy Johnson would love something like this. And she primarily uses her iPhone and her MacBook for online shopping and browsing. So here is our user flow. They'll go to the online storefront, see the initial page, browse through and find an item, and then they can add it to their cart, which will take them to the checkout process. And then if the customer's information is on file, it's super easy. They're able to just place the order. But if not, it will take them to a page to enter their information, their credit card, their address, and their email. And then before they check out, it will ask if they'd like to save their information and make an account. And so they can say yes or no and still place the order. But if they say yes, it will save their information and make it easier the next time they check out. So these are the initial wireframes that I built. I was mainly focused on just getting everything down onto the page, and then I was going to refine later. So you can see it has reviews, it has the price, a size drop down, and a color selector. There's the name of the shirt, and then this would be a picture of the shirt, and then you have details down there. And then here's your cart. You can remove it from the cart. It shows your quantity, the color, the size, and the price, and then your total price there. And then you have the shipping page where you can add shipping and payment. So here's when you click on add an address, it'll take you there. You click on add payment, it'll take you there. So you can kind of see the whole process here. And then here's my first revision. So I kept this mostly the same. I added a little back button, and then this bottom nav bar, I made the buttons bigger because I realized they were really small for mobile design. I moved this around a little bit, had the price on the left just so it was more prominently right there because that's really important. I added some information about the reviews, and then I added a quantity selector in the cart here, which I think is nicer than what I had up here. And then the main change I did with this first revision was I took all the buttons and I placed them at the bottom of the page, and they stick at the bottom even as you scroll. So that makes sure that it's always easily accessible so that you can check out or place your order from anywhere on the page. And then after this, I was able to make my low fidelity mockups. So I didn't really change anything, but I just filled out the rest of the page, added content, I added reviews here, the details. You have a couple more shirts as you scroll down through that in case they want to buy anything else. And then from here, once I made these, I was able to add interactions from page to page and with drop downs and such, and I was able to make a low fidelity prototype. So here's the prototype. You're able to scroll down, look through shirts here. There's a little menu here you can pull up, and then if you click on a shirt, it brings you to your page here. You can select your colors, you can select what size you want, and then you have the reviews here. And then as you go to the cart, you have your quantity selector, more continue shopping, checkout. Then you're able to pick your shipping option, and then you can add an address. You got a drop down here for your state, add special instructions. You can make that your default if desired, and then same with the payment. It's similar like that. And then here's an option to create an account here. Then you place your order, it'll take you to this page, tell you thanks, and send you an email, and then take you back to the home page. So after I made this, I was able to create or perform a usability study. So the three main questions I was aiming to answer with this study were: is there a good efficient user flow? Are there any design oversights that cause annoyances for the user? And is the process quick and easy to understand? So this took about 10 to 15 minutes per participant. I just gave them a list of tasks and then observed them as they did so. And then I performed a short interview after this. So I had 3 participants, a man and woman in their 50s, and then an 18-year-old male. So here were the insights that I got from this study. So the button sizes were a little bit small, so I just made them bigger, as you can see here. I totally forgot to take the customer's email information as part of the checkout process. I took it in the profile process, but if they don't make a profile, you still need their email. So I was able to add that into the checkout process, and then one of my users was confused why his total changed from the subtotal to the total because it wasn't very clear. So I added this little detail here that shows you your shipping cost and your subtotal. So it makes that clear why that would be the price. So here's my design system. I started to create components and make it, add some color. So the inputs are basically the same. I just changed the font because they're just inputs. And then you can see that I used this gray and yellow color scheme here. So the client actually had a website that they wanted me to take inspiration from that was yellow. And so that's why I chose that color, and I was able to just sort of build around that, knowing that I needed to use yellow. And then I created footers here, and you can see I added color to some of the stuff from my low fidelity prototype. So at this point, it was time to make the design on tablet and desktop as well so that it was responsive. So tablet was similar to mobile. You can see I tried to utilize the space a little better by, adding multiple columns, or I moved this stuff to the side here. But for the most part, it's the same, especially on the input fields, because tablet's not too much bigger than mobile. And then on desktop, I changed it up a little bit more. I added 3 columns here. I added reviews to the side of the product page. And then like the checkout button, rather than being at the bottom of the page, it's on the side of the page just to better utilize that space. But other than that, the input fields are mostly the same from design to design. So here we have the high fidelity mock-ups. So you can see the design that I made with yellow and then this gray. And then I sort of alternated with my carousels, whether they were gray or white, just to create a little bit of contrast there. And you can see I made everything a little bit more square than in my low fidelity because I thought that just matched my aesthetic a little bit more. But I was able to use the same layout as my low fidelity designs. So here are the designs for the tablet as well. Once again, basically the same, just high fidelity. And then here are the desktop designs. So here is a link to the mobile prototype. Okay, so you can see the prototype here. You're able to scroll over on these. And then here's the product page. So you have your size drop down here, small, medium, or large, your color selector, and then you got your details here. If you click here, it'll take you to the customer reviews. You're able to sort those, and then if it's helpful, you can click that little button to indicate to others that it's helpful. And then when you add it to your cart, you have your quantity selector here. You're able to remove it there. Sort of same deal. And then here are the different input pages for the checkout process. So you got your address here, your payment method here, and then if you'd like to create an account, you can go here and do that. And then you place your order and it takes you to the thank you page. So that's the prototype. And then just to reflect on this project, something big that I learned is that time management is very important. At the beginning of the semester, I was able to kind of keep up, and by the end, I didn't get behind, but I felt like I had to cram so much into so little time when I was doing my high fidelity. I really had to crack down and get it done quickly. So I wish I would have given myself a little bit more time when it came to that. Another thing is that components are still difficult for me. Working in Figma is something I'm getting more comfortable with, but the components, I'm able to use them, but I don't feel like I'm utilizing them as well as I could be. I kind of feel like as I get more practice, I'll be able to sort of optimize the way I use them. So that's something that I would like to do, is get more practice with those. And then finally, just the importance of iteration. Looking back at my first designs versus my final design, you can really tell how iteration refined that design. And honestly, I wish I could do even more user testing, more redesigns to really make sure that that design is the best that it could be. So with that being said, though, I'm really proud of how this turned out. Thank you for watching.